Good morning. This is Shawn the Realtor guy from Portland, Oregon. Today, let's talk about what we can say on MLS when you're selling a house. Can you say, we offer 5 bananas to buyer's agents? Can you say that? The answer is no. And I'm going to go through some of the guidelines that MLS, the RMLS, my local board, just sent a sort of like a reminder. Here are the things that you can say. Here are things that you cannot say. And let's see, the first thing is that there should be no link from MLS to any of the other websites that will lead into talking about BAC. I'm going to talk about the buyer's agent's commission as a BAC going forward. And there's no link that is allowed through like a virtual tour links. And here are some acceptable statements. Concessions available, please contact the seller's agent. Seller is open to contributing to closing costs. In this case, buyer's closing costs. Seller is open to negotiating concessions for roof repair, new carpeting, fencing, and so on. But the dollar amount and percentage are not allowed. We used to say, before the settlement, we used to say, let's say seller contribute up to $5,000 to buyer's closing costs. We were able to say that, but now the dollar amount is not allowed. Now, here are some prohibited statements. Prohibited. These are not allowed. We love buyer's agents. Not allowed. Seller loves buyer's agents. Not allowed. Offering concessions of 2.5 bananas. Not allowed. Ready to cooperate. Not allowed. 2.5% concessions for buyer's agent's cost. Not allowed. There's a percentage. You can't talk about bananas. You can't talk about pumpkin pies. We love buyer's agents. All those things are against the rules now. And committee can review if it's misused in the lockbox. So there was some clever agent said, can we put a note inside of lockbox so that when buyer's agents access the lockbox, it says 2.5 bananas offered. You can get fined for $100 if you did that. And let's see, here are the October 2024 informal violations. Oh, so this is like unauthorized text. So this is irrelevant. Sorry, guys. So yeah, those are some of the things that the local MLS board is sharing with the agents. To be honest, still the buyer's agents and seller's agents, we're all confused about this in certain degree. I'm getting better sense now, what to say and what not to say, where not to advertise and everything. And I was at the networking event about 3 weeks ago in Hillsborough, and most of the agents are like, they're so like out of water. Because we had the system that was working well, but then there was a lawsuit, as you know. They settled, they just got approved by the court, so it is finalized. And ultimately, my point of view, in my opinion, is that it makes it harder for the consumers because the saving money and all that really doesn't make a lot of sense in my opinion. But law is law. Now the law has passed, so we have to follow that law. Interesting thing is that if you're for sale by owner, FSBO, you don't have to follow this rule because you're not part of the NAR, the National Association of Realtor, or RMLS, the Regional Multiple Listing Service Systems. So you can do anything you want. You're not part of the Realtors group. Do I recommend that? Not really, because more than 90% of the homes are sold with the agents on one or either sides. So if you don't want that, 90% of extra exposure to sell your house, be my guest. You can try. And some sellers do sell it like that. So you can do it, but it's harder, and your listing exposure is less, much less. So we'll get through this for sure. And it's, wintertime seasonality, things are slowing down quite a bit. So we're going to see some very frozen market for a while. But coming spring, I assume more activities will be happening. Oh, by the way, one last note is that right now is a good time to look at some of the brand new homes because they're offering about 5% interest rate. As you know, they can lock down the rate on the lot, so they can offer that. But at the same time, you should know the profit has to come from somewhere. And they're going to basically give you that offer, the lower rate, and then they may throw in some concessions of the closing cost assistance. But then eventually they'll have to come down on the price if they cannot get rid of the old inventory before they can move on to the next subdivision. But I think it is important to still have your buyer's agent's representation rather than working with the sales office agents who typically represent the seller. They work for the sellers. So anyways, going back to the rules, we're getting used to the rules, things that you're not supposed to say on MLS. However, the funny thing is you can say that on individual agent's website. So if you're going to hire an agent, I can put that on my website, which is kind of weird rule. By the way, in 2025, if you're thinking about selling, want to talk about the listing preparation and how you should price in the spring of 2025, give me a call. That's the phone number. And here, oh no, that market is wrong. So here is overall how's the market in Portland, Oregon. Right now, it's slightly closer to slight buyer's market. It's a little bit cooler market. The days on the market is increasing. There's about 50 to 55% listings are having a price adjustment, meaning initial price didn't sell. At initial price, it didn't sell, so they were adjusting down the price. That's about more than half of the listings are going through that right now. And also the price per square foot is softening. So for example, Beaverton, the peak in 2022 was like $339 per square foot, but just today's report that says $298 per square foot. So that's a big reduction in price. So that's what we're seeing in the Portland metro area in Oregon. So I call it a slight cooler market for the buyers. So in this case, buyers have a little bit more leverage. They can negotiate, they can ask for more things, they don't have to deal with the multiple offers. So yeah, give me a call if you want to talk about selling in 2025. And thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. Oh, and happy Thanksgiving.